Yeah, I'm gonna change my background on that shit. Hey, there you go. There you
Oh, look at that.
go.
So
There
you
we
had to be
go.
ready. You had to be ready.
Yeah.
La película Intensamente del 2015 fue un éxito gigantesco que nos presenta lo que pasa en la mente de una niña llamada Riley gracias a sus emociones, las cuales vemos mientras reaccionan desde el cuarto de operaciones, o sea, su mente. La comedia y el drama sobre salud mental hicieron que esta película fuera amada por profesionales en el tema y el público en general. Ahora, Disney Pixar nos presenta la segunda parte, que promete aún más posibilidades ya que Riley llega a la adolescencia.
Soy ansiedad. ¿Dónde pongo mis cosas?
Una nueva emoción.
Ay, no, perdón. Queríamos causar una buena primera impresión.
Queríamos quiénes.
Soy envidia.
Grandote, ¿cómo te llamas?
Él es vergüenza. Bienvenido al cuartel general, vergüenza.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for your time. It's a pleasure and an honor talking to you. And thank you for making this film. I mean, really, thanks. Thanks for it. Now Riley is a teenager. That amounts to a whole cargo of emotions and possible feelings to choose from. How do you cherry pick the ones you chose for the film? Because it's a huge amount of things. I bet you remember. I remember mine. So
Yeah, there's a lot of options. We introduced five emotions in the first film, but that's not the only thing that we feel. There's all kinds of other emotions, and there were like 27 other emotions according to our research. I mean, it depends on who you talk to, right? But
sure.
I wrote down all like, okay, what are my options? And I wrote down a huge list of what we could do. And I immediately got drawn to anxiety from the very beginning. And I was like, I think it's because I'm like, I could relate to it. I'm like, there's something there. And I could really tell a story that I think a lot of people could relate to. I started in January of 2020, and that was pre-pandemic. And anxiety was on the rise in teenagers at that time, before we went into the pandemic. And then we went into the pandemic, and everything got better.
Yeah.
Everything got better. It skyrocketed. It got worse. It got much worse.
Yeah, of course. But there's a huge potential for comedic purposes and also for depth in those emotions that you chose to present to us, right?
It's funny you say that. I remember pulling in Pete Docter, who is our chief creative officer, and he's the director of the original film. And I remember pulling him in because I was exploring different ideas of what we could do. And Riley as a teenager was just one of them. And I remember pulling Pete in, and I'm like, Pete, I've been doing research on what goes on in the brain, and it does exactly what you just brought up. I'm like, I can make it. It's full of drama.
Yeah.
It's full of emotion, and I can make this really funny, Pete. And those are that's what we want in a movie.
I know.
And I'm like, I can explore other ideas, but this feels really right. And he agreed, and I ended up just going down that path from a very early on stage.
I concur as well. So, Mark and Kelsey as well, from your own teenagerhoods, what emotion was front and center, and how did it affect your relationship with the film?
Yeah, mine was kind of a battle between joy and anxiety depending on the day. It really is that time of life where you become so self-conscious, right? You're very aware of what other people think of you when you're walking down the halls of your middle school or whatever. And that's an uncomfortable feeling. And you also feel like you're alone in having that feeling. So it's a tough time of life because of that. But you love your friends. Your friends become the most important thing to you,
Yes.
right? And your family's a little bit on the sidelines, but your friends, all about the friends. And so there's so much joy that you have with your friends, but also the anxiety of like, I feel like I'm alone in what I'm feeling. Do other people relate to this?
Yeah, it's a very healthy mixture at the end. Now, I can totally see this film series going over to young adulthood, middle age, even senior citizenship. So are there any plans to do it? Like, seriously, do you see yourselves going forward?
I love this world. I love playing in it. It's almost like the idea of it. You're able to generate a lot of ideas pretty quickly, and both for the first film and definitely for this movie. There's all kinds of ideas that I'm like, this is such a fun idea. This has to be used. And there's so many cool ideas that I didn't get a chance to put in the movie because you need certain characters and certain locations to be in the story in order to tell Joy and Riley's story. And like, I'll give you a good example. One of my favorite lands that we came up with, a new location, is one called Procrastination Land, which was this land that had a sign outside that said Procrastination Land, coming soon. And the characters would walk by it and we had anger go, when are they going to start building that place? Like, it's just like, it hadn't done any work on it, it's such a fun idea that I couldn't quite make it. Like, why did I need them to go to that? Like, what do they need to learn from procrastination? It's such a funny idea that I think deserves to be somehow seen and put into this world. So who knows what the future is going to be with this world of Inside Out. But man, are we excited to be able to expand out the world with Inside Out 2. It's been a movie we've been working on for many years, and we're just so excited to be able to put this out in theaters for everyone to see.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Mine is up. I'm sorry about that. I wanted to talk.
Great talking with you. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much,
man.
guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay,
Yeah, take care.
Bye.